whatever happened to Rock Band? And yet, it hasn't really gone away. Rock Band 4 is still kicking around, but it's nothing compared to what it used to be. Rhythm games in general seem to flare up in popularity exponentially before falling back into obscurity, as if most Western DDR fans play a few songs and then say, okay, I think I get it, and then it's off to the closet of infinite peripherals. So why did the Rock Band Guitar Hero star fade? You could blame the cost of producing plastic peripherals or consumers' disinterest in upgrading their peripherals, or you could even say that by Beatles' Rock Band, we'd basically covered all the most iconic ground for the genre. I don't think any of these are wrong, but what strikes me is how little the game has ever changed aesthetically. If you go from Guitar Hero to Rock Band 4, with little exception, you're still seeing the same track, the same notes, and the same formula applied to turning a song into a game. No matter how reliably fun the core experience, this presentation long ago lost its ability to surprise the player. So enters Voez, a free-to-play smartphone rhythm game that recently got ported over to the Switch. Voez is the first genuinely surprising rhythm game I've played since I first picked up Guitar Hero. The basic formula is the same. A track representing the flow of a song fills up with notes from that song, which you then have to tap in time with the song to rack up a high score. But that's where the similarities stop. In Rock Band or any peripheral-based rhythm game, the track is the player's shorthand for translating the visuals of the game into physical response. You need the 5 lanes in Guitar Hero's track because there are 5 buttons on the guitar controller, and the challenge comes from navigating those buttons quickly and confidently. As a tablet game with no buttons whatsoever, Voez sheds the need for a constant track. Lanes move and shift, appear and disappear mid-song, notes change lanes in time with the music. Because the lanes aren't tied to colored buttons, they're free to change color constantly, resulting in a synesthetic representation of a song that is itself entertaining to watch. In games like Rock Band, the band you built and the character creator rocking out to the song you're playing fades so completely into the background, they may as well not be there at all. And even if you want to see what your band is doing, missing notes removes those notes from the song and often replaces them with horrible, horrible noises. Miss enough notes and the quote-unquote audience will start booing you, making it impossible to enjoy the aesthetic or performative elements of the game unless you're just expert in playing it or turn those features off, all of which seems anathema to what party games stand for. Voez puts the performance into the track itself, and there's no direct punishment for missing notes, meaning if you just want to study the movement of the notes on the track or just listen to the song, you can, and the game won't insult you for it. Another subtle difference is that Voez has no gospel representative instrument. In Guitar Hero, you're a guitarist. In Rock Band, you're a drummer or a pianist or a guitarist or a singer. It's very rare that you'll see drum beats represented as notes while you're playing guitar, which can lead to sections of songs where one or more players are simply waiting for something to happen. In Voez, you'll shift from playing guitar to piano to drums in the course of a single song, and rarely in a way that you would expect. A song may start with a strong digital riff that you don't get to play that just introduces the track. You may play the background beat as the far more interesting solo plays in the foreground. This willingness to upset the player's expectations and take the less obvious path results in a rhythm game that always keeps you on your toes. Every song has its own personality, and some songs even manage to tell a story with what is shown. Could you imagine saying the same of Rock Band? Rhythm games can be more than distractions. Rock Band obviously didn't teach me how to play guitar, but it did help me to understand and appreciate the construction of music. After a while, though, it grew stale. Its message, if it had one, never went deeper than that first blush. It's a game about pretending to be in a band, and while that's a fun fantasy, it isn't sustainable. Voez isn't about any particular fantasy. It is, rather, about the expressive possibilities of music, about presenting songs as characters with a personality. Rather than showcasing simple song construction, Voez allows the player to fall into a state of ludic contemplation, guiding your consciousness through a technicolor wonderland that begs questions of the nature of art, the nature of games, and the unfulfilled potential of music as a game in itself. Layers of instrumentation unfolding infinitely into a pancaked cascade of hyperdimensionality. But it's also just a fun rhythm game, so, whatever floats your boat.
Singing. Baby, yeah, baby, yeah, baby, yeah. Shorty got me singing. Come on, boy. Shorty got me singing. Baby, like a melody in my head that I can't keep out. Got me singing like
DJ Hero 2, over 80 exclusive mixes, rated T for teen.